ये season जो था, in the history of Coffee with Karan, it was the most boring rapid fire.
Yeah.
It was so boring that I was like snooze alert. मुझे कोई भी role दे दो. I know कि मैं lead तो नहीं बन सकता. I don't have those like trappings. I'll play Ananya's father. So I don't.
अच्छा, you'll play Ananya's father. You've reached that point.
I've reached that point कि अभी उम्र now is not an obstacle. मेरे पास माँ है और मेरे पास गुनीत है. What else do I need? What else do I need है? प्यार और award दोनों मिल जाएंगे.
Hi, Karan Johar.
Hello, hi.
So nice to see you again.
Yes, very lovely to see you too.
Great premiere last night.
Yeah.
I have to say, it was a small theater, but it felt like I knew everyone in that room.
Yeah.
Every single person. Who were the people watching this movie last night, aside from the Tribeca?
I mean, it was like, so for me, like, I have to say, it's been such a exhilarating and very unusual experience. The kind of films that I've produced have never really taken me to festivals anyway. I'm not used to kind of getting like 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, the letterbox community loving the film. I was at Toronto, as were you, when we won the Audience Award in the Midnight Madness section. And it was all very like daunting for me. And I was like having some kind of an out-of-body experience because because I'm Gemini, you get 2 for the price of 1. So one Gemini is making these commercial movies, high-octane drama, and then the other one really aspires for like this kind of worldwide global acclaim. And collaborating with Guneet was like exciting because I could ride on her back, for all of this.
Like she knows this world.
Like she knows the world. She knows the hustle. She knows the hustle, bustle of it all.
Yeah.
She knows it all. So like for me, this has been like a totally... So yesterday when you were speaking in New York at the Tribeca Film Festival, there were a lot of South Asians there. There were a lot of like Western audiences as well. But at the end of every screening, like what I find really exciting is that people are just fixed in their seats. Like no one gets up and walks out. They want to hear the Q&A. They want to meet the cast. It is a first-time actor, a relatively new director. And of course, Guneet, who's an Academy Award winner. And the South Asians know me for the the diaspora films that I've been...
We know you a little too well.
Too much. Of me, yes. And I always feel like, and I have to say this, but I have to shrug that off. I always feel apologetic.
Yeah.
Like I'm here in this film that is being critically acclaimed and loved. And I'm like trying to kind of, justify my presence there.
You have imposter syndrome.
Yes, I do.
At this point in your life also.
I'm hugely insecure about and I've said it, in many interviews, like I'm insecure about the fact that I don't feel like I get the credit like I did, that I feel in my heart that I deserve. I feel like I'm not looked upon as a filmmaker that makes like any cerebral, sensible, intellectual cinema moving experiences. Like they've been fun, they've been like song and dance, and every time I get that, I grown up watching your films, like I got married to your songs, I watch your Sangeet, but like nobody holds my hand and says like masterpiece movie has been made. I haven't heard that word. Like I always say it like, and I say it as like a broader statement, but I use one film. I always say I haven't made my Lagan. Which is going to go into the archives of Indian cinema as one of the tentpole, beautifully appreciated, loved and applauded movies. And I feel everyone says, oh, but you made Kuch Kuch Hota. And I keep saying like, I've contributed to pop culture, but have I really contributed to like cinema culture? I'm not so sure.
But do you think Kill is going to be that film for me? Is it for me? For you, is it feeling like that film?
Kill is definitely seeming
like it's contributing to cinema culture.
It's contributing to black cinema culture. I also think it's not just pushing boundaries or, pushing the envelope.
Yeah.
It's also tearing the envelope.
Very violently.
For India, it's actually the first genre film that has been made. We've made action films. We made bloody action films. We made violent movies. But we haven't made something that is so strategically violent and so artistically violent.
Dedicated to the genre.
And, claustrophobic, high octane. Like literally there's no space to move. There's no breaths to take. It is artistically created action without the use of any VFX, without any crowd multiplication, without the use of technology, but just visceral action. And there's so many firsts. There's the first time lead actor. There's the first time that Raghav has done something like this.
Oof.
This is the first time I have produced something like this. It's the first time Guneet has made an action film. This is the first time that India will see this kind of high concept action. Many firsts. So will it go down in history as something that time will tell? But also the first time that a massive international studio has picked up a Hindi language film and platforming it across the world. UK, USA, the film releases on the 4th of July to 1,000 screens.
That's
like
insane.
1,000 screens
That's
for a Hindi language film.
huge.
And let me just say, by comparison, the biggest tentpole film has released to 800, 900 screens in North America and Canada, and this one's 1,000 screens plus. And for me, like, this is like nothing I expected when we began the journey on Kill. It's had a life of its own. Am I proud? Well, I'm vicariously proud because I'm living that pride from Guneet and Nikhil, and I'm just like I just jumped onto this train.
Yeah.
Like the train just came at my station of love and drama.
Yes.
Suddenly brought all this murder and kill with it, and I was like so happy to be part of this party.
And a party it is, because these I met some of the executives who were involved with distributing your film, and they seem very excited at the prospect of bringing this new side of Indian cinema to the world. So 1,000 screens in America. How many screens is it releasing in India?
So we're still working that out because it's being distributed by AA Films, led by Anil Sarani, and he's like, let's approach, because India is a totally different market, right? It's so star-driven, and the exhibition is also star-driven. We are releasing in a crowded time. We have Kalki releasing like on the 27th of June.
Wow, that's right.
We have an Ajay Devgan film directed by Neeraj Pandey with Tabu in it on the same date as us. We have an Akshay Kumar film coming a week later. So we are a crowd, and we are only about 10.
Isn't Janvi's film also around the same time?
Yes, I think Ulaj. I'm not so sure about that. But like, we have so many movies, and we're coming in a crowded time, and we don't have the number of screens that North America has. So it's going to be a crowded time. So we really have to fight to try to make sure that we're heard, we're seen, we are discovered. So we know the screen count closer to the release. But as of now, we just hope that all the international acclaim and love penetrates through the Indian markets and kind of makes space. Also, we have a new first-time lead actor. It's actually a massive launch and a massive first launch for a first-time lead actor. And I have to say, he's an outsider.
He's an outsider, yes.
So give me some street cred.
Yes, 5 points extra.
5 points extra I need, I want, I will hold on to, because I'm like, बहुत चाहा है मैंने, बहुत सुना है मैंने, ये nepotism का debate में सुन के मेरे कान पक चुके हैं. But I'm like, यार जब ऐसा कुछ होता है तभी भी आप ढिंडोरा बजाओ ना, तभी आप कहो कि हाँ हमने अपने पैसे लगाए हैं. I'm an outsider. I don't know why, वो credit नहीं मिलता मुझे.
नहीं मिलेगा बिल्कुल credit मिलेगा. Lakshay is very good in this film. As is Raghav, and Nikhil, I think, is just crafted. I was fully not ready to see this come from Nikhil Bhatt.
Wow.
Because he's never done anything like this before as well. Has your mother watched it? What does she say?
No,
have you had the guts to?
I have to say, I haven't had the guts to. I told her it's violent, but I don't think she's ready for this.
She's not watched it.
My mother is 81 years old.
Yes.
There's a lot of aches and pains she's combating right now. I do not think her Nazuk Dil is ready for kill. Like, I really don't think.
Well done. Speaking of international film festivals, I mean, Cannes was just such a big moment, and Anurag has been talking about it as well. That are we at that point where we're saying that this is India has won big at Cannes, or has Payal Kapadia won big at Cannes, whatever? Have you followed any of the films that have been given these prizes at the Cannes Film Festival right now?
I was hugely proud of Payal Kapadia and Zico and all the team that was behind All We Imagine Is Light. Like, I mean, it was a big moment.
Yeah.
And just watching those ladies and that illustrious gentleman actor just dance on that red carpet. And really like walk in unabashedly, unapologetically. Like, we are exuberant. We're alive. We're like completely desi, mad and crazy in a barat, in a celebration, or at a film festival. I love that none of them were posturing red carpet there. None of them were posing and preening like right out of some fashion editorial magazine.
Yes.
They came the way they were.
Yeah.
They just owned who they were. I love that.
Yeah.
I absolutely love that. Kudos to that team. And I really hope that domestic audiences give the film the kind of love that is already received. It won the Grand Prix. I mean, like, that is like insane.
It's really insane.
30 years later, creating history at Cannes.
Yeah.
It's no small feat. Like, look at what's going on. Like, Guneet Monga wins the Academy Award for Elephant Whisperer. A couple of years later, you have Payal Kapadia and her team winning at Cannes.
Yeah.
We have Kill, and I'm going to add that to that. We have Kill with a massive international distribution.
And a win at Toronto.
Yeah, so I'm like, are we all becoming a global full film industry right now? Yes.
Yeah.
India no longer, and please, can everyone finally stop calling us Bollywood?
Bollywood.
You know, because I said it at the Gold Award when I was there. I said, we are not a rhyme. We're a reason. We're
Nice.
we're
Oh.
a reason for drama. We're a reason for beauty. We're a reason for high-octane emotion. We're a reason for so much more. Like, we've created such tremendous talent, and we've had so much success. But why are we slotted with a word that is just a rhyme? We're so much more than that.
ये बहुत अच्छी line है. We are not a rhyme, we are a reason.
Yes.
As a senior filmmaker, though, if I may call you that, as
of course,
senior filmmaker, producer, enabler, incubator, do you feel a sense of responsibility towards finding newer talent like Payal Kapadia and other actors as well, who probably don't have the funds or the money to make these films the way they want to make them and travel the world with the film? Do you feel the sense of like incubating fresher filmmaking talent?
There comes a time, Sucharita, where you stop trying to kind of just be ambitious for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you start wanting to be ambitious for your industry, for your country. You know, I have deep amount of respect for filmmakers like Payal Kapadia who actually not played the game. You know, they've broken and shattered all these myths that exist. That, you know, you do an art house film and, you know, you slot them into into spaces like commercial, mainstream, art house, parallel. I mean, it's all rubbish.
Yeah.
The lines are blurring as we all speak. Lapata Ladies comes and kind of sweeps the world. I mean, if you, up to midpoint of the year, Lapata Ladies is the film of the year.
For you?
Yes, it's a film of the year. It's a fantastic film. It's low budget. It's made with no like big star name.
Yeah.
Look at what happens with Munjia right now. You know, like it's kind of doing, it has no lead faces of prominence and it's doing huge theatrical business. So I really believe that all of us now as filmmakers who have achieved what we have a responsibility of not just telling the stories that we should, that actually need to be heard and told, but also working with talent that don't have to conform to rules and regulations of mainstream. There is no mainstream Bible.
Yeah.
You know, there is no rule book.
Yeah.
And we actually have to promote new talent. So when we introduce Laksh in a movie like Kill and we work with Nikhil Nagesh Bhatt, but Guneet and me, that come from two different worlds, kind of have this business marriage. You know, we're doing another feature film with Ayushmann in the lead, with Sara Ali Khan in the lead that will release next year.
And a series as well.
Yes, and a series called Gyara Gyara. We've done so much work together and we are unlikely collaborators.
Yes.
You know, you can't, like when I worked with Anurag Kashyap, when I collaborated with Phantom, that was also an unlikely collaboration. This is also an unlikely, but actually it's the marriage of opposites that really work.
I love it. I love it.
When you say like opposites attract, and I think it really works even in cinema associations.
Speaking of Anurag and your collaboration, I am a Bombay Velvet fan. And I just say, I'm a fan, and I thought you were fab in that film.
Can you say that louder? And
I am
and can you just make an appeal to casting directors? And I really
you still have those casting.
I really mean it from the bottom of my heart. I cannot tell you, मुझे एक ऑफर नहीं मिला उस पिक्चर के बाद. मैंने सोचा था कि इसके बाद कितने सारे एवेन्यूज खुल जाएंगे, मुझे ना बोलना पड़ेगा को. You know, I will like, oh God, मेरे अपने कंपनी में मैं नाम सजेस्ट करता हूँ अपना. Very, 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 very dignifiedly, very subtly, I say, you know, this part is exciting. I wish I could play it. And the director just changed the topic. They like, even.
But why like that? I thought that film got a lot of flack unfairly. It got a lot of, the world is beautiful, the sets are beautiful, the direction's really good, the acting's really good. And I thought you were good in the film as well.
And I got really good reviews. And I'm telling people, but मैं खुद अपना trumpet blow कर रहा हूँ क्योंकि उसके बाद असर तो कुछ हुआ नहीं. Because उसके बाद, I didn't get offered even a bad film.
Yeah.
Like I got offered no film. And I'm like, I really would like to say this to casting directors who are watching this, that, you know, please, I really want to redeem myself. Not that I'm very proud of Bombay Velvet and the endeavor that it was. But I really would like to do a full-length role. मुझे कोई भी role दे दो. I know कि मैं lead तो नहीं बन सकता. I don't have those like trappings. But यार, consider तो कर लो. I'll play Ananya's father. So I don't.
अच्छा, you'll play Ananya's father. You've reached that point.
I've reached that point कि अभी उम्र now is not an obstacle. I don't. As long as it's a meaty part, a supporting part, a character artist part, मैं कर लूँगा.
ठीक है, डन.
But I would like not to produce it myself because then it'll lose all the credibility. I really want to act. I really feel मेरे अंदर एक बहुत ही frustrated actor है जो बाहर आना चाहता है. And I really wanted to and I'm not saying this as a joke. Every day I feel like आज आएगा कल आएगा, वो आता ही नहीं है.
you're seriously holding out hope for acting roles.
And I'm ready. I'm ready to give my time to a film. I'm ready.
ये clip अब viral हो गई इंटरनेट पर.
अभी
करण जौहर को बनना है हीरो.
कर लेंगे वायरल, बहुत आसान है.
अच्छा, आपने अभी एक शो भी प्रोड्यूस किया, Showtime,
right?
Which is about all of this that we're talking about the trappings of the Hindi film industry and about the beauty of the Hindi film industry as well, and what really goes into making a production house and goes into making films, and about film criticism as well.
Yeah.
There's an angle in there as well. Where did that show come from, and why did you want to support a show that spoke about the industry like that?
I think that, firstly, I think we all take ourselves too seriously.
Correct.
And we should stop.
Yes.
Yeah, you've got to have a sense of humor.
Yeah.
If you're talking about the industry and you got to, you want to have a little fun with things as well. Showtime was really the endeavor to talk about, like, it was also a tongue-in-cheek show. It was also about, like, making one of the film critics our lead protagonist, taking on, like, a studio. And I think that Emran Hashmi is probably playing some version of me only.
You think so?
And I really think that, when they came to me, they were all nervously, like, working around that and saying that, are you okay? And I'm like, I'm absolutely okay.
Yeah.
Like, I'm okay with the fact that you're actually taking pot shots at me in a certain way. But I'm like, let us only do it now. Why should somebody else do it?
Yeah.
And then a critic clashing with that. And we really wanted to have fun with it, and without kind of like being outwardly offensive, but also talking about what happens in the underbelly of our industry. A lot of it is exaggerated. A lot of that is, of course, their cinematic license is taken. But a lot of it is true as well.
Yeah, it's really fun. It's cheesy, and it's like...
It's fully.
Yeah.
It's like what I call a snacky watch.
Yeah,
And I'm like, a snacky watch, it's like look, not everything has to move cinematic mountains. Not everything has
किल कर रहे हैं उसके लिए
वो सब
simultaneously.
हो रहा है,
हो रहा है.
वो credibility हमें वहाँ मिल रही है, but थोड़ा fun मजाक तो करना चाहिए. Like, when you watch Emily in Paris on Netflix,
Exactly.
you feel
that
like
sort of show.
Put your feet up, watch something light. Everything doesn't have to kind of demand your 100% attention. Sometimes snacky watches. We have Bollywood vibes. It's what you call cringe binge, and I'm proud of it. I'm proud of it. I feel as proud of Maheep, Seema, Bhavna, and Neelam as I do of every other talent we've introduced.
It is India's premier reality TV show at this point. It's the most entertaining, most popular.
People like watch it. They said we were hating it, but we couldn't stop watching it. I'm like job done. Like job. We have season 3 coming up, and I know it's going to be the best season. Like I have enjoyed it so much. I was watching it on my flight here. They'd send me the rushes. I cannot tell you, Sucharita.
So far.
I was laughing loudly. Everyone thought I was watching this comedy, but I couldn't believe these women. They're so fantastic.
They're also all your friends, so it's fun to watch your friends make fools of themselves.
It all started with 4 of us on our way to a funeral. Like, we were heading to a funeral, and these 4 women and I were on a flight, and they were literally discussing why they are wearing which kind of salwar kameez, and whether one Maheep was too blingy and she was trying to justify it, and the other was saying, am I too sober? And I'm like, koi mar chuka hai. हम किसी के funeral पे जा रहे हैं.
This needs to be on camera, guys.
You're discussing your outfits. Like, literally, does anyone care? Like, we're going, and then I said, I have to make a show with these 4 women.
Yeah. Speaking of shows, what's up? What are plans with your show? What's happening over there? When is it coming back? Coffee with Karan. When is it back?
I thought I'd take 1 year off. So I took 2024 off. It's going to be back 2025.
Okay, and when
summer around like the second half of 2025, we want to come back with with I think just a new syntax this time.
Are you happy with the way this one was received this season?
I'm happy because it did extremely well. But what I'm not happy about is that I'm feeling more and more that people are getting very clamped up, very close.
On the couch.
I think everyone's fearing a PR nightmare.
Yeah.
And I think because they're so afraid of what will come off it,
yeah,
that everyone is like, so I'm like, maybe I shouldn't take them to those places. I'd rather kind of make it more chatty and conversational, far more real than actually trying to get scandalous answers out of them. Like, we stopped that rank in order of, because I felt it wasn't correct. It was okay at one time. But now
people get pissed.
People get angry. They get angry with you. They get angry with audiences. Fan clubs want to kill you.
Yeah.
Like, everyone literally gets after you. So I'm like, let's drop. It was all meant to be like in good humor. I don't think we are ready for good humor. We like to watch it, but not when it's about like our industry. We're all very sensitive. Everyone's very touchy. I'm not. I've seen so many people make fun of me, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Barring somebody who's kind of impersonating me in a very derogatory manner, which also happened on a reality show recently, and I wrote about it, and I'm like, this is not cool.
Yeah.
And you think this is humor, like you're kind of, putting out an effeminate, like an emulation of me in a derogatory manner. I'm not okay with that. I'm not okay with that because I know you're not doing it in good taste. And when people in that show are laughing loudly, I'm like, you're disrespecting somebody who's been in the movie business for 30 years, worked very hard to achieve where I am today. And I'm like, I don't do that on my show. I'm trying to make that conversational. So there you cannot compare the two. But this time on Coffee with Karan, I'm just going to make sure that we have it more conversational, more chatty, and let's not get into like a sensational conversation, controversial rapid fire, because nobody's giving me those answers anyway.
नहीं यार.
Everyone's. I have to say, ये season जो था, in the history of Coffee with Karan, it was the most boring rapid fire.
Yeah.
It was so boring that I was like, snooze alert. Like, and I'm like, yaar, why am I even doing this? You're not giving me questions. Should we just drop the rapid fire?
Yeah.
मैं ही hamper घर ले जाता हूँ, because no one really deserves to win it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, let's just make it, let's change the world of Coffee with Karan. Let season 9 be
amazing.
All the fun, all the chattiness, all the kind of candor, but let's do it in a way that is not putting the movie stars or the celebrities in an awkward, like touchy space.
But it is a make or break moment for so many people who are sitting on that couch in front of you, because the show has such a legacy. It's been going on for so many years. And, clips from the show and little videos and bites from the show are viral on the internet on a daily basis. So it is a legacy moment for the person who's sitting across from you and answering your questions as well. So, and also because we're bombarded with so much instant feedback all the time, nobody wants to slip up even for a second.
Because this time, I'll be honest with you, we've never had like entire teams come with lead actors now. PR, publicist, manager, everyone sitting there like hawks on the monitor.
Yeah.
We get big messages like, can you delete A, B, C, D?
That's not okay.
And I'm like,
I don't like that.
And I'm like, that is how it's become, because everyone's so worried. And I don't blame them, because everything can be a PR nightmare. Everything becomes like a clickbait headline.
Yeah.
And like they'll say one thing, and the way you say it and the way it reads are very different. And that's what's been happening. Like, people are scared to open up. They don't say anything the way they used to.
Yeah.
You can't ask them a question which is an overrated film or an overrated performance. Nobody's going to give it to you. Like, they'll say it in their head.
All those answers Emran Hashmi gave all those years ago are not happening
Emran
again.
Hashmi and Mahesh Bhatt.
That is not happening.
And, like, that was on fire. Like, I mean, but the thing is, the way Bhatt Saab is, and I love Bhatt Saab, he would still give me those answers, But I feel I would get into trouble.
Yeah.
He would, like, they were like, you called him, you got these answers, why didn't you edit it?
Correct.
Like, I think I've spent the last 2 decades sending long apologies.
Because tab internet nahi tha na, Karan, when season 1, 2, 3 were coming out. It lived on Star Wars. It was a TV show.
अपने previous season पे जाता हूँ मैं खुद, like, I'm shocked कि मैंने ये पूछा कैसे? Like, how have I asked them this?
Are you dating Shahid Kapoor?
Yeah, no, that just things like, oh, you've done this movie was not good, and like this performance was not good, and laughed loudly at like I was like, I know how people have dissed me or trolled me, and I think they have the sad thing is that there is an impression of me which is only because of the show, and it's very far from the human being I believe I am. It's not really who I am. I'm just trying to I make fun of myself all the time. And I'm like, that's how I am.
Yeah.
Similarly, when I'm laughing about something, I'm doing it in good humor.
Yeah.
There is, as I said earlier on in our chat, there is no such thing as good humor. Humor made in that way is always going to be perceived wrong.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't want to offend anyone. I'm too old now to upset people. I'm too old to be upset myself. I'm 52 years old. I've been in the business 30 years. Now I want shanti. I want peace. And I want Coffee with Karan to just be fun, but not controversial.
Well, I'm looking forward to this new Coffee with Karan very much. Let's see how that goes and how that unfolds.
Yeah.
Good luck with Kill. Dude, you're going to LA now. The film is traveling there. Your team is going to LA. There's going to be a whole new audience coming in for the film. I love the film that came. My review came out in September last year, and I like the film very much, and that's why I'm like, everywhere. Wherever Kill is going, Sucharita is going in.
Yeah. I mean, you've been a big supporter, and thank you. And I know that the kind of critic and the kind of member of media you are, you wouldn't say it if you didn't mean it.
Thanks.
And I think there is more power to the community of like honest critique. And because I believe very strongly, I'm a big supporter and propagator for critics across the world.
Yes, you are.
I believe that even when they don't like me, that doesn't mean they don't like me. They don't like my film. That doesn't mean they don't like me.
Sorry
You're
about
not
you.
sitting in an audience and like, I can still I'm friends with a lot of critics, and maybe they haven't liked 6 or 7 out of 10 of films I've made, but I respect it. I respect opinion. I think the only way you can improve or you can enhance your craft is if you find out and realize what went wrong.
Yeah.
Like, none of us are going to make near perfect films. None of us have. We've all made our mistakes, our errors. But I believe in the world of creativity, there's no such thing as a bad film or a wrong film. There's things that are flaws that you have to accept, envelop, and just make sure you don't make those decisions in the future. And I'm a huge supporter of critique.
Yes. Yes, you are. You showed up for the Film Critics Guild Awards recently and gave your keynote speech, which was very nice of you. So thank you for being a supporter of our community, and good luck with Kill and good luck with everything that's about to come. I really, really, really can't wait for people to watch this film and discover these little boys going at it.
4th of July in America, 5th of July in India. Watch it at a theatre near you, and I promise you a ride, just like the train.
America के Independence Day पे picture release हो रही है. How great!
Independence हम contribution हमारा independence की ओर आ रहा है ना. I hope America feels independently full of love when they watch.
Awards में भेजेंगे अब इसको.
अभी वो भगवान जले बस हमारे लिए reward ही award है. उसके बाद everything else is icing on the cake. और हमारे पास गुनीत है.
वो उसको आता है.
मेरे पास माँ है और मेरे पास गुनीत है. What else do I need है? प्यार और award दोनों मिल जाएंगे.
Wonderful. Good luck, Karan, and thank you so much for chatting with me today. This is so fun.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.